by Veerley. You see all the plays that lead up to a moment that we can have a chance to win, and the Tigers just keep putting themselves in positions where we have a chance to win this game, and they do it.
Dealers will put you in the driver's seat. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit
All right, 97.1, good to have you with us. Ho-hum, just another win after trailing in the seventh inning. Their 13th of the year. It's only like a plus 600 odds of you pulling it off, but that's just what this team does. It's the voodoo. Mm-hmm. They just keep voodooing.
You just expect it.
Kenny said it best. I mean, he's sitting there down 3-0 in a game they looked lifeless, and confidence is there. They'll figure it out. They'll get it done. And they do. Mm-hmm. Every at-bat, every pitch, every big moment, every big thing they need to happen happens.
I wasn't even a little bit worried, though. I wasn't, shaking in my seat going, I don't think there's a shot we win this.
Kenny, I was a little bit until they pulled it to 3-2, and then at that point, I'm like, they got this.
Yeah, it's like mortal certainty. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, 3-0. I'm like, okay, you know what? They're entitled to just an off day. And I was almost willing to write it off. Wait a minute. It's 3. Yeah.
Rico, that brings them to 30-11. Yeah. Their last 41. Yeah. And 13th win when trailing after 7, which is a gigantic number. My question to the people, whether you're leaving the ballpark or you have the game on as you're driving home from work, what the hell are we watching? Like, what is the comparative to this? It's sure as hell not 2006. They were good from the start. It's not 1984. They went 35-5 and then 500 the rest of the year.
The beauty of it is, if they win the whole thing, Mike, maybe we'll hear about the ending and this team went 34-11, so we don't have to ever hear about the 35-5 again.
But my point is, I don't have a comparative.
No.
I've never seen the Pistons do anything like it. I've never seen the Lions do anything like it. I don't have any. There's no baseball comparative. The Mets in 73 were the last team to do something like this. That's 51 years ago. Like, I would love to hear from you guys. Because when you start making comebacks after the 7th inning normal and expected, you're doing something insane. You're doing something incredible. Mm-hmm. So what is it? What's the football equivalent? What is it?
Is it your Giants?
What, in 07?
Yeah.
We were a 500 team, got hot in the playoffs. I don't know. That feels like a disrespect to these guys who are now 11 games over 500.
No, Mike, I'm just trying to figure out. It wasn't a slight at your Giants. It's just you're trying to think of like that team that was left for dead, and they just.
Do you realize on August 20th, they were still 9.5 games out of the wild card? August 20th, 9.5 games out.
I remember having shows saying, hey, guys, we'll talk about the Tigers if they can get within 5 games of 500. Other than that, there's nothing to talk about. And now here we sit. I don't think, you know what? This may be the unicorn, Mike. This may be the first. They may be the team.
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, you're doing it. Uh-oh. Whoa, you all right? Oh, Kenny just threw the phone across the room.
I'm great. Don't worry about it.
What's the issue? You good?
Yeah. I'm just answering phones back here. That's all.
He's pulling double duty.
I got you. All right, Kenny's spicy today.
Oh.
He didn't. They screwed up his lunch order. He's unhappy.
What am I doing? You said, you're doing.
I was going to hit a drop, but the drops aren't on. It was the idea of, are you about to go full Costa?
Oh.
You using the D word?
I'm not using the D word, Mike, but I'm saying.
Not that word, the other one.
The fact that we have never seen this before, they may be the first. Like, they're that, what is it, University of Maryland, Baltimore, whatever, who was the first 16 to beat a 1. No one ever thought it would happen until it happened. Maybe this team is just the first to pull off this, that for years on, people will say, remember the Tigers in 2024.
I don't think anyone will ever forget the run. What it turns into, I have no idea. We've talked all week. I mean, there's really only, it's like 1.5 teams that I don't think you're going to beat. And I think it's more coin flippy than people think with the Orioles. I know here they think it's a certainty. It's not, especially that the Orioles have gotten healthy.
But
I don't think you're beating the Yankees, but that doesn't mean you can't. But this vibe, this energy about this team, the fact that AJ is doing exactly what he did at the end of last year, which is full optimization of the 28-man roster, the idea that you're using every piece. But, Rico, it's that every piece, every move, it's working every time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get blackjack every time, every
Right.
hand. And that's what's happening. And you're like, all right, well, I guess this is the greatest blackjack run of this team's life.
Yeah, I've never seen it for like this long and making it sustainable. I've seen it for games where you think of the Oilers and the Buffalo Bills and that comeback, or you think of the series where the Red Sox were left for dead and they came back.
I don't want to talk about
No, but I'm saying,
how dare you?
their series.
How dare you?
I've never seen it sustained for this long.
No. And not by a group that has next to no pedigree.
Yeah. And that's what makes it even more. It makes zero sense because this isn't like you have a bunch of all-stars. This isn't like, okay, they were all hurt at the beginning of the year and now they're all back and you knew they were going to be good. They just weren't together. It's just,
Very few guys not named Riley Green or Parker Meadows are consistently good. They're just good on different days.
Yeah.
Today is a Sweeney day. Tomorrow will be a McKinstry day. And the day after that will be a Kerry Bonds day. And after that, it's this spin a wheel, and they're coming up aces. So for people, like we talked about this yesterday, if you guys didn't get a chance to listen, no problem. I'm not poo-pooing any of it. If you think they're going to win the World Series, who the hell am I to tell you they're not? I mean, I try to remain somewhat pragmatic about stuff, but guys, 13 wins when trailing after the seventh. God, you shouldn't have that in 2 years. And this team on the regular just does it. There's no quit. There's a belief. And the most dangerous thing for a young team is twofold. A, not knowing you're not supposed to be here. And B, having a belief in yourself. They clearly believe.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, this bullpen. All right, you get down 3-0. Could have been 4-0. Hey, look, let's just bring Mariano Rivera to the bullpen, a.k.a. Bo Brisky. Can't hit the guy. Bo Brisky, used to be an opener. He was an emergency starter in the past. Now he's a guy who comes out of the pen throwing 100. Can't hit him. You need 6 out saves? I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Get Briskied. I mean, look at last night. They throw Gunter in the game.
Yeah.
Guy comes in, 17 strikeouts in 2 innings. You're like, yeah, sure, why not? Who? Got a 5 ERA in the minors.
He got a 5 ERA in the minors, and the only reason they called him up is because they traded away Jack Flaherty, and they're like, we need an arm. And all of a sudden, now he's the next great setup pitcher.
He's Fernando Venezuela. I mean, it's just, I'm asking, what are we watching?
And when you need to, you can just have somebody make their first major league start. Why not?
No problem.
Yeah.
248-539-9797. More on the Job thing a little bit later. We'll talk about, obviously, they needed to get his feet wet. But it's just this idea, that's not how they're going to use him in the playoffs. I have 0% belief that's how they're going to use him. They have to they're going to have to put him in an uncomfortable spot. That's why he's here.
I think over the next 3 games, you'll see that.
Maybe.
You can't have his first pressure situation be in the playoffs.
I can do whatever I want. Oh. Well, hold on. AJ at this point could have him close Game 7 of the World Series. He'd have an immaculate inning. Mm-hmm. 9 strikes, 9 swings.
No.
Game over.
Yeah, we need a level of difficulty here. Come here, Jackson.
With the bases loaded.
Put this blindfold on. Now,
bases loaded, blindfolded, and we're going to be hitting you with a paintball gun.
Right.
Wouldn't even matter.
Struck out the side.
So you guys tell us, is there a comparative in your time as a sports fan to what the hell you're watching with this team? And Fangraphs can go to hell. 92%, Fangraphs, blow it out your ass. It's 100%. That Fangraphs just won't give in. They just won't give us that little, Michigan fans know what the word is. Oh, asterisk. They won't give us one of those. This coffee's delicious. In case you guys wondered out there. That is me when I take the first sip of coffee. It is.
I see it all over your face when you take that first sip, man.
Dude, coffee drinkers know. It just hits different. It's comforting. It's warming. Really? 248-539-9797. We'll give Kenny a chance to catch up. Full rack. People want to talk. People want to party. We're here for it. 97.1. All right, we're going to get to the people in a moment. Maybe the comparison for this Tiger team is the following. If you don't like it, cool. What's yours?
For
Rico
me?
Beard with the answer.
No, a buddy of mine sent me a text.
Is Chuck?
No, it's not
M.
Chuck.
Lover.
Nah.
Caveman.
Colorfield.
Dentist.
Nah.
All right.
You know what? No. The Moneyball Oakland A's.
0-2.
0-2, won 20 games in a row from August 13th to September 4th, basically with a bunch of just players that nobody heard of, but they just kept winning. Now, they didn't win it all. We don't know where this Tigers team is going to go. But they caught magic. They caught voodoo late in the season, similar to what we're seeing right now.
And again, whether it's 20 in a row or 30 and 11, it's all kind of the same thing to me. It is a team that used a Moneyball, a.k.a. optimization tactic, using every guy on the roster, matchups on an at-bat by at-bat basis, guys that can play multiple positions, versatility. I don't mind the comp. You don't see this. I wasn't alive in 1973. I can't help you with how the Mets did it. And frankly, baseball in the early 70s doesn't mean anything to me. It has nothing to do with now.
No.
No.
You weren't about the amazing A's?
No, it doesn't mean anything. The sport's different. Guys were working in coal mines in the offseason.
Mike, it was a great time, man. I sat right behind
I bet you did. You were probably Reggie Jackson's valet. Get out of here.
Have a good game, Reg.
So no, I'm not offended by the A's thing. And frankly, you also have a dirt cheap payroll, the 29th payroll. You sound familiar? Mm-hmm. Maybe it is the A's from 02. You guys take it where you want to go with it. We lead off
Scotty Ball
with Hunter, who I believe, Hunter, did you tell me you were at the game today?
Yes, I was, Mike.
You told us yesterday. All right, well, you saw a hell of a comeback.
Yeah. Well, it was really frustrating. I'm sitting there in the fifth inning with my hands in my palms. It was really frustrating, and then the sixth inning comes around, and they start scoring, and the eighth inning is where that place was absolutely electric. I haven't seen something like this in a while, Mike.
No, none of us have. It's been a decade. And the way that this team is doing it, Kenny's right. I mean, Hunter, when they got to 3-2, didn't you feel like it was a certainty they were going to win the game?
I did. You know what? When it was is when Kerry Carpenter had the pitch hit single. That's when that place really blew up.
Yeah, Hunter, at 3-2, I was thinking, okay, are they going to win it just, in 9 innings, or does it go to extra innings? Somehow or another, they're going to win. It was just how the drama would take place.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mike, real quick, I know we talked yesterday. You asked how confident I was at plus 1,400. Well, I put my money where my mouth is, $50.
There you go.
On the Tigers to win it all, or not to win it all, to win the American League.
There you go. Hunter's in. And Hunter, who the hell's going to be able to tell you no? With what
Nobody.
this team's doing, none of it makes sense. Doesn't have to. Just keep doing
Absolutely. Yep. Well, thanks, Mike.
it. Hey,
Take care,
thank
brother.
you. I'm glad you saw a hell of a game. I was excited when I saw his call come through first because we talked to him yesterday, and I go, oh, look at this. He went down there and gets to see that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like I said, I just didn't know if it was going to be an extra innings drama or just regular 9 innings.
Or just do it in style. Yeah. Sure. Go to Wally, 97.1. What's up, Wally?
Hey,
Hi,
58
Wally.
Tigers.
All right.
40 games they won after 7th inning and 30 in the last at bat. That's what these guys remind me of.
All right. Maybe that's the comp. I mean, obviously, the eras are different and the way the game's played is different. But sure, stylistically, how many comebacks did you say after the 7th inning?
They won 40 after the 7th inning forward and 30 in the last at bat.
Wow. Ooh, wow. Great stat.
Yeah, that
Wally.
was-
You know what? You may be the winner.
That could be the winner. What now, from a modern perspective, where are you at on this 0-2 Oakland Athletics comp?
Oh, I don't know if I got an opinion.
Uh-oh. I don't know what happened there.
You're asking the tough questions.
No, I don't know what happened. It sounded like he hit a button on himself.
Yeah, I think he didn't want to answer that question.
Oh, all right. So I don't know if I got hung up on or he got a text message or what happened. We'll just move on. No problem. Kenny, let's go with the ticket text first.
Unnamed texture, this team just has a vibe about them. Another one, I'm a 55-year-old man. I can't remember anything quite like this. Fangraphs will have us at 94.5% chance to make the playoffs after we clinch.
Right. After you're in the ALDS, Fangraphs will have you at 95%.
This one comes up a lot. We got the Moneyball team quite frequently on the ticket text.
Okay, but do you accept that as a comp? 0-2 when the A's go from being dead last, or in your case, 9 games out, 11 games under 500. Kenny, they ripped off 20 in a row. You're 20 over 500 in a 40-game split.
I think the vibe is similar, though, of like the Team of Destiny thing. I think that's similar there. It's not a great comp, but like a lot of these texts are saying there's no great comp for this because I've never seen this happen.
No,
before.
none of us have. I think the only reason the A's come up is because this team is built upon that style of baseball. There's no payroll.
Right.
There's a collection of nobodies. Sure, you've got a couple of young core guys. So did that A's team. But this is all about matchups, at-bat by at-bat, mix and match, multiple position versatility, and they figure it out. I just don't know what else I can offer people as a comparative.
Yeah.
You want to go to 68, that's your prerogative, but you know my feeling on that.
Most people weren't around.
And it's also not the same sport. It's not even remotely close.
True.
Guys were throwing 400 innings and then having a six-pack after the game.
I was about to say,
and
smoking
working
a
at a
heat-
gas station.
Smoking a heater between innings.
Right, it's just not the same thing. Kenny, go ahead.
The other one that keeps coming in, and this one might be a little closer, is the 2019 St. Louis Blues fired their head coach dead last in the season, go on to basically win almost every game and win the Stanley Cup in the end.
I mean, the problem I'd have is, well, no, you don't have to fire someone. If you're bad, you're bad. Yeah. Kenny, do you feel that's a comparative? You're the hockey snob.
I think in terms of recent history, that's probably as close as you're going to get.
Okay. 248-539-9797. Tons of people want to talk. We'll do it. We'll get right back to the phones next. 97.1. All right, let's get right to the people. Tigers, another improbable win, down 3-0, down 3-2 after 7, and, 13th miracle win. It's just what they do. Like, at a certain point, it's who you are. It's the world you're living in. What the hell's the comparative for this? We don't have a great one. Best we could come up with would be Oakland A's from 2002. The 20 straight wins, playing money ball, dirt cheap payroll. Bunch of nobodies, a couple of core guys, but reality is it was a bunch of castaways. And they caught fire. They got magic. They made it. It's the best I can offer.
Yeah.
Because I can't speak on the 73 Mets.
Or the 68 Tigers.
Can't do it. And from a sport perspective, Rico, the game was just so different. Guys were expected to have 15 complete games at the end of the year. That's not what we're doing here.
Wait, you want us to take you out in the 7th inning? I guess you're just not tough.
Right.
No, go get him. He can't hang.
What do you mean your labrum's torn? Get back in there. Let's go to Lucas, 97.1. Luke, what's going on, buddy?
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Hey. Good, Lucas. What's up?
Hey, I just wanted to come here and talk about these Tigers. I'm an 18-year-old fan calling in from East Lansing right now. Last time I saw these Tigers doing this well, 10 years ago, I was 8 years old, sitting in my living room. And it's just such an incredible thing to watch right now, how these guys just won't give up. Late in games like we saw today, I was in class, but as soon as I got out, I saw them come back in that 8th inning, and it was just such an amazing thing to watch.
Yeah. I mean, look, Lucas, we don't have anything to compare it to. And in baseball history, a team's only really done this once in 50 years to make the playoffs, to be this bad this late in the year and then catch fire. It's unreal, man. It really is. And for you, you're right. I mean, it just shows you how long 10 years is. You're 8 years old in the living room. You got to ask permission to do everything. Now you're up at state living it up. I mean, yeah, it shows you how big 10 years is.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, I just can't imagine the first year without Miggy. If Miggy here, I can't imagine what that would be like if he was still around.
It wouldn't be happening.
Great.
No, I mean, it wouldn't be happening because he's a dead because he's a dead body.
Yeah, Lucas, I don't think it's in a coincidence that no Miggy and no Javi, and they're winning.
There you go. They're athletic. They're energetic. Look, Sweeney, we talked about it yesterday. When you look at this, that's the biggest thing to me, because the rest of this, these are mostly just Avila players and guys who shouldn't be any good that are. But, like, if you want to credit Scott Harris with something big, talk about Trey Sweeney. You identified, targeted, and got him in a trade. This guy has come here, and he's already north of a one-WAR player at a position where you were shooting -2. If you extrapolate the numbers, he would be a 5-WAR player at shortstop. That's a 7-win differential on quality. So that is impactful.
I know, because I'm looking at him saying, man, is this sustainable? Like, did they just fall into a shortstop?
I don't think so, but you know what? Maybe Bo Brisky is the new Eric Gagne. I have nothing for you. I don't know what to tell you. Let's go to Richie. 97.1. Oopsie daisy, hit the wrong damn button. Richie, what's going on, pal?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, Rich. What's up?
Hey, I'm an old man. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller.
You're not
Welcome.
old. You're not a day over 28. Get out.
Well, this is how old I am. I used to skip out of grade school to watch the 68 Tigers.
Oh, my.
Skip out of high school to watch the Bird. That was magic. And then skip out of General Motors to watch the 84 Tigers.
What are you skipping out of now?
Retirement.
So
I love your show, brother.
So what's the comparison?
This is magical.
It is. So what is it? What do you compare it to? You've been alive for every good run they've had. What do you compare it to?
Oh, you and your show.
No, I'm saying the team, like this magic, what you're watching, what in sports is like this?
It's hard to say. It's magical because every day you get up, I watch it at nighttime. You know that they're pushing, and you know what? Every single player on that team deserves some pat on the back, and the coach too, because nobody thought this would happen. Nobody.
No. We've talked about that ad nauseum. And Richie, it's why I don't even understand why that's a thing now. Is if you can't just enjoy this, I don't get what your problem is. I mean, if you believe, then great. You believe in the Tooth Fairy. They had a 0.1 chance of making the playoffs. 0.1%. That's like rolling into 7-Eleven and convincing the cashier that you just bought the winning Powerball ticket. Just stop.
Those are the you owe Scott Harrison apology crowd that does that.
No one owes an apology. They were awful all year. They had a terrible offseason. They stubbornly played Baez all year. They traded Jack Flaherty at the deadline and spaced out Skubal's starts. You know who people should kiss the ass of is Hinch and Fetter.
Yeah. I think we moved past the policing of fans and you didn't believe.
Who
and
cares?
I think we moved past that now.
That's such a dumb bit. Like I care if somebody didn't watch the Tigers all year, but now they're having fun. Who the hell am I to gatekeep fandom?
Right.
Enjoy yourself.
Right. You don't get an extra spot at the parade if they win because you were down since day one and you just jumped on. No. I think that should be over. We're just having fun now. And high five the person next to you, even though they weren't there 3 weeks ago.
If you are sitting there and you want to do this Scott Harris stuff, then you're not allowed to say this is magical. You're not allowed to say that it's cosmic and it's historical.
Well, to Rico's point, when you said that people have moved past this, they absolutely haven't, because those are the ticket texts that I haven't read is, oh, you wanted to sell Skubal. You were insulting Scott Harris.
Then, why hold on to all of that anger? What is the point? What does that gain you to not you, Kenny, but the ticket texters?
I love how you're blaming Kenny.
I'm just sitting here, man.
No. I'm just, I learned it from you. So why hold on to all of that anger? What does it get you? How come everybody just can't be happy and enjoy this run? Why do you have to keep the receipts of that?
That's exactly it.
Why do you care? Because at the trade deadline, this team was bad and people
by the way,
were looking out for the long term of this team.
We wanted to sell. So did your hero. Second of all, I told you, I'm not trading Skubal unless I get overwhelmed. You can take that somewhere else.
Yeah.
Now, Rieger wanted to deal him for pennies on the dollar. That's on you. I gave you what it would take to trade him.
No, yeah, you got to blow my socks off, and then we'll talk.
Rico, I can give you the answer to it, but it would be insulting, so I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
I mean, you want the why. I mean, it's very simple to come to the conclusion, but that's okay.
Mike is now above insulting.
Huh. No, it's just simple. It's like we live in a miserable world. If you're sitting there texting a radio show at 4:40 and it's vitriolic, you don't have anything going on in your life. In fact, you hate your life. So you need to project it upon us. Go ahead. I don't care. I get paid tomorrow. Do whatever you want. Here, send another ticket text. Make it meaner. I don't care. You're a loser. If you can't get down on a playoff run and have a good time, and you want to do this thing like somehow you want to kiss Scott Harris's ass for what? Being 10 games out of the playoffs at the trade deadline, so you had to trade Flaherty? Spacing out Skubal's starts because you knew you weren't a playoff team? And then having things you never intended on happen. You want that? Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't care, but I don't live that way. Because all I care about is I hate Daniel Jones. You don't think I want the Giants in the playoffs? Seriously.
No, but the fan policing is ridiculous. I may have another comp for you. You want it now?
Sure. I'm here till 6.
07 Rockies. 07 Rockies were trailing by 4.5 games and out of the NL wildcard race. September 16th, they rattled off 11 straight victories and won 13 of the last 14 games. One game tiebreaker against the Padres.
Yes.
They were down 8-6 in the top of the 13th, rallied, won that, and ended up winning everything.
They're basically the mini-me of the Tigers.
Yes.
If the Tigers are Dr. Evil, the 07 Rocks would be the mini-me.
Yeah.
Laser. They are. I mean, they had an 11-game run. You've had a 40.
Right.
But that's a solid comp. Wasn't there a play-at-home plate for them in that Padre game? Like a head-first slide?
Believe so.
I almost see it in my mind. I don't know. So long ago. Where does all the time go, Rico? 248-539-9797. If you look at reviews for roofing companies, you're going to see a lot of bad ones. Mainly because people are miserable. But also because the industry, it's hit or miss. With Victors, you don't have to worry about it. You get a project manager for every roof they install. And that project manager, it's your point of contact. You never have a call go unanswered. You get a personal guarantee on satisfaction. That's how Victor's guarantees a 50-year leak-free program for every roof they install. Other places, you're lucky if they give you 5. They got a A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. And Victor's, again, you can call today and get a free 21-point video roof inspection. 734-773-1100. That's 734-773-1100. Or book that appointment online anytime at victors.com. Cruising towards 5 o'clock. If you're just getting out of work, Tigers, another miraculous comeback. Their 13th win while trailing after 7. They were down 3-0 today after, in the 6th? Wild. But it's the voodoo. They just keep it rolling. Every move they make works. Every player on the 28-man is doing something. They've got to function, and AJ's pulling all the right strings. I mean, that's who deserves the credit. This guy was handed next to nothing. And you're here. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. That's the guy. Hey, AJ, here's a collection of guys with a 5 ERA at Toledo.
Okay.
Come on.
all right, well, you know what? I'm going to pitch him against him against him, and this will work.
And they'll all start throwing 100 miles an hour. Yeah, but again, that's why this team's dangerous. Because the minute you get comfortable seeing one pitcher, they're going to bring another one in. Mm-hmm. Or the minute you think you got this lineup figured out, they're going to make a pinch hit. They're going to get the lefty-righty matchup they want, whatever. And the timely at-bats that this team is putting out there. Look at Cole Keith. Here's voodoo defined. Guy couldn't hit the broadside of a barn in this series. I think he was 0 for 9 in the series. His only 2 good plate appearances, the 2 to win the game today. The 2 most impactful at-bats. Voodoo. Whatever you've needed, whenever you've needed it, 30-11 run, it's right there. Mm-hmm. A win like today, the Grand Slam in San Diego, the Williamsport game, whatever it is, there are all these little check marks of destiny. I don't know. Maybe they can do it. I don't know.
I think they might, Mike.
Oh, Rico's guaranteeing it, Kenny. Get your bets in.
Don't do the BOGO thing. We've learned from this.
No. He can't do BOGO.
I know. I don't do BOGO. I don't know what you're talking about.
I can do BOGO, just not Lions BOGO.
Let's go to David in Madison Heights, 97.1. Hi, David.
Hey, great show today, guys, as always. The only 2 comparisons I really had, well, the Moneyball thing was really good. But the 06 Cardinals, and unfortunately both of these comparisons affect Detroit teams. The 06 Cardinals got in on the last day of the season, I think, and then won the World Series, beating the Tigers. And the 95 New Jersey Devils, who got in to the playoffs on the last day of the season, had no home ice advantage and swept the President's Trophy's Red Wings.
Oh, is that the left wing lock? Is that Jacques Demers?
Yeah, well, no, I don't remember who the heck was coaching.
I can see the Jersey coach. He had white hair, bald head, and he was mean. And I'm pretty sure he used a tanning bed. What was that cat's name, Kenny? Give me the 95 Devils. Give me the coach.
A bit before my
it's
time.
It's either Jacques Lemaire or Jacques Demers. Whatever. It was a Frenchman who had a bad...
Jacques Lemaire.
Bad attitude.
Jacques Lemaire.
There you go. But yeah, no, David, maybe, and you're right. They swept the Wings, right?
And the Wings they pretty much had their names already tattooed on the cup before that series began. You know, that was one of our best teams with Fedorov and everybody. And yeah, we lost in 4 games. We couldn't score a damn goal.
So give me this. How far is this team going to take it in your mind right now?
I would think that we could at least get to the championship series.
Okay.
I think that this team is riding such a high right now, and exactly what everybody has said and what you've said, that there's just something magical about it, and you can't put a thing on it.
No.
And you just said they can switch the lineup every day. They bring in guys at the right times, the pitchers at the right times. I mean, now they're throwing Job into the pitching rotation. God, what do you think he's going to feel like? It's magical.
I'm going to be super interested, David, how they use Job. You know, last night was just kind of here, get your feet wet. Games in hand, empty inning, go do your thing. I'd imagine they'll pitch him this weekend at least once, but I will be shocked if they called him up not to use him in a meaningful way. That doesn't mean you're closing out, game 3 of the wild card round or game 5 of the ALDS, but I would imagine he was called here with a purpose, and it ain't to be a mop-up duty.
Just once, you think? Yeah.
What, this weekend?
Yeah.
I mean,
I know you're not the manager, but
I would say once.
See, I would think probably a couple of times. Just to kind of like some pressure situations,
You know what I'd
you're
like to see?
with a man in scoring position.
Here's what I want. Go get me 6 outs. 1 appearance, 6 outs.
Oh.
Get in, throw 30 or 40 pitches, show me what you got.
So maybe start him.
I didn't say that.
Like after a Scooble start, you're in the 5th or 6th inning in the playoffs, get 6 outs.
I'm spitballing here, fellas. It's unprecedented.
We're all spitballing.
And the team had no designs on this. Remember all year, again, for all the people who want to do revisionist history. Oh, yeah, I believe. They said factually, the young man ain't coming here. He's going to be in Toledo before he comes up here. Then there was conversation he wouldn't win a job out of spring training because of the service time. Only now, and AJ Hinch said this with our morning show, Odyssey.com rewind, that Scott Harris came to AJ and goes, what do you think about this?
Apparently somebody had an idea because he had a video tribute yesterday when he came in. So,
Excuse me?
Like on the Jumbotron.
Yes,
For nerds. So somebody knew.
For nerds, that takes 15 minutes in a video edit.
Just saying, somebody knew. They cut the video together.
Oh, God bless. That's fantastic. Let's go to
And
Jeff.
I take offense to that. I used to do that.
Jeff, 97.1, what's up?
Hi, I've been a Tigers fan probably since the Bird, about 76, since I, could really remember and get into it. I've seen nothing. 1987 might have been. They beat Toronto 3 or 4 straight games, and Jose Fernandez, a Gold Glove shortstop, made an error on the last day, and Frank Tanana shut out Toronto 1-0. So that's about the closest comp as far as being that far out and still making it. But I just want to compare A.J. Hinch, and you can tell me if I'm nuts on this, but a little bit like Dan Campbell starting, the second half of the previous season, just making those moves and building up a confidence we can win through all different situations. That's the closest I've seen coaching, at least in our town in the last little while.
Yeah, baseball managing is different than any other. I mean, look, Jeff, it's fine. I think from a vibe standpoint, sure. The issue is with football, you are not doing Moneyball. It doesn't exist. You're not coaching every day. And with baseball, it's a 162-game death march. It is so different. And the moves you can make in baseball, it's just different than any other sport. I mean, you've heard of guys, Scotty's going to mix up the lines. Those are like light moves compared to what you have to do in baseball. And how many times watching a game, AJ's got the binder and they're going over matchups 3 batters ahead. It's just different.
Mike, if you're a good manager, you're 2-3 innings ahead trying to think and moves and counter moves. If I do this, then they're going to do that. Then I'm going to bring this guy in, and I got to make sure I save this guy in case this situation happens.
It's one of the rare times, like we always talk about it. I don't know how much coaches directly give you wins. I just know when they hurt you. And one thing in baseball we've always said is it's so hard to put a number on a manager, but when they do bad stuff, we know. Mm-hmm. But this is one of the rare moments where maybe this is a dumb opinion, I feel like you can directly tie wins to Fetter and Hinch day by day. It's rare in baseball to say that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, just the fact that they know, you know what, I'm not going to give up on you because you've just been horrible this series. I'm going to put you in there. You'll do fine at this at-bat. And
look at the other night. Pinch hit, Wensiel Perez, 2 outs, couple ducks on the pond. Whoop, double. You picked the right guy at the right moment, and that guy did his job. But there was a decision to be made to put him in that position. A.J. Hinch, look, it won't happen because baseball writers are, let me be polite, antiquated. For me, A.J. should be manager of the year, period. The guy was given nothing.
Yeah.
And for him to be, and it's not like managing in a place like New York where Aaron Boone gets to roll out Juan Soto and Aaron Judge every day. This guy is active in the team's winning.
Yeah. Riley Green is your Aaron Judge.
Exactly. So
right.
for me,
I get you.
I feel like AJ should be manager of the year. It won't happen, but he should. 248-539-9797. More of your phone calls next. 97.1.
Hey, somebody asked me the other day, do you know how many devices the average home has connected to their Wi-Fi? It's more than I thought. Actually, I went home, counted how many connected devices I've owned. It's more than a dozen. And it all keeps me connected to all the good stuff like streaming and interneting and home security, you name it. Xfinity knows the number of devices we have connected to our internet is growing by the year. That's why they've engineered their gateways to handle hundreds of connected devices. Hundreds. Yes, you heard me correctly. Now through October 10th. Get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for just $30 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract and get free Wi-Fi equipment included. And ask how to get an eligible free 5G phone with Xfinity Mobile. Make sure your home Wi-Fi can connect to anything you throw at it and then some. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with a store bank account. Taxes and fees extra after promo. Regular rates apply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Actual speeds vary.
Brought to you by Bill Brown Ford. The Tigers pulled off another comeback win at Comerica Park today. 4-3 the final as they swept the Rays. A Colt Keith base hit in the 8th tied up the game, followed by a Justin Henry Malloy sac fly to plate the eventual game-winning run. It was Matt Vierling who had hustled down the line with the ball being hit to shallow left. He did make it. The Tigers' magic number is now just 2. With the Twins' loss tonight, it can whittle to 1. Mike McDonald's in his first year as head coach of the Seahawks. Last season, he was the Ravens' defensive coordinator. Dan Campbell was asked if there's anything the team can take from that film since the offense struggled against McDonald's defense at the time. 'Campbell announcing today that Lions center Frank Ragnow will miss the game with Seattle, saying the team wants to be careful with him. The Red Wings have their second preseason game tomorrow against the Blackhawks at LCA. They'll play Alex Lyon for the first 2 periods, and net Cam Talbot will relieve him in the third. One of the best high school basketball players in the state, Trey McKinney, has narrowed down his college choices. Michigan made the list, but MSU did not. Georgetown and USC are the other 2. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Five o'clock, great to have you with us. We are going to get right to the phones. Just a quick reset if you're just hopping in your car. Tigers matinee today. Ho-hum, just another late inning rally of destiny. Down 3-0, win 4-3. Electric work from the bullpen, timely hitting, the right levers get pulled, pinch hits. Colt Keith can't hit anything into 2 great at-bats. It just rolls on, man. 30-11 in the last 41. Your 13th win in the 7th inning or later. And we've asked a question. What the hell are we watching? Like, what is the comparison to this? We have offered you the Moneyball A's from 02. Mid-August to mid-September, a 20-game winning streak. You went 30-11. They won 20 in a row. The point is, it was a team that was bad, with a tiny payroll, with a bunch of nobodies, couple core pieces, caught fire. It's not really any different here. There will never be a perfect comparison for something that happens once every 50 years like this. But we're just asking you as Detroit sports fans, what the hell does it compare to? Yeah. We don't have anything with the Pistons or Lions or Wings. When the Wings are good, they're good. And when they're not, well, they're not.
When the Pistons are good, they're good. And, I think we found out like the mini-me version of them was the 2007 Colorado Rockies.
Laser.
Won 11 in a row, 13 out of their last 14. And then, a miraculous comeback in inning 13 in a 1-game playoff.
Magic number down to 2, meaning any combination of wins by you or losses by the Twins, you're in. And again, the White Sox coming to town. Come on. The magic number could be 1. If the Twins lose tonight, which that's all they've done for 8 weeks, which means you could clinch tomorrow. The ballpark will be absolutely electric, and that's the way it should be. Why? Yeah. That way I don't have to pitch Scooble on Sunday, and you line them up in game 1 of the wild card round.
Right there, set Scooble on ice.
Let's do that. So maybe the Twins could just go ahead and shove their head up their ass like they have the last month and a half, do us a kindness, and then you close the door on them. And they've already said they're not pitching Scooble on Sunday for seeding. If they're in, he doesn't pitch. Yeah. So, want to get to the people?
And maybe you catch a break with the Royals because Braves not playing the Mets. Their 2 aces are going to be playing against the Royals. So maybe you can kind of jump them and get into an extra spot, a little higher in the wild card.
Michael Jordan, security guy. Yeah. I don't think it matters who they play right now. Just go play him.
Okay.
For me. Because again, I made the case Baltimore is not a free square. That doesn't mean you can't beat them. I'm just saying they got 4 big-time bats back in the last 7 days, i.e. since you played them. I wouldn't view it as a walkover. But do I expect the Tigers to win the wild card round? I do. 3-game series, this team's a weapon. 5 games, it gets mitigated a little bit. 7 games, I think a lot of your advantages are gone. Personal opinion. All right, let's go to the people. Let's go to Michelle. She's waited very patiently, 97.1. Michelle, how are you today?
Finally. Just teasing.
Sorry.
I'm doing well. How are you?
Excellent. So what do you got for us?
All right. I just wanted to say that we did go to the game today, and I thought it was a very phenomenal experience. These young guys, I coach younger girls in volleyball, softball, and basketball. But just seeing the young team come up like this and how they're proving themselves I think we have a good chance.
I think we agree with you. Yeah. I mean, there's just a vibe with it. They all believe in each other. And the key is every guy on this roster, all 28 people, they all have a job. They all play.
Yeah. Yes, and they're playing as a team, and that's what the most important thing is.
Yeah. Look, Michelle, none of us are sitting here doubting what they can do because if you've done it for this long, it's not stopping. Like, it's just not.
Right. No.
I would be, look, you know what, Michelle, where we put it is, if they, let's say they made the playoffs and all of a sudden they turned into a pumpkin, wouldn't that be equally as shocking as the fact that they made the playoffs?
Well, it kind of would be, but it's like kind of, my husband actually mentioned the movie Major League.
Well, that's what we've been talking. Yeah, we've been talking about it for a week.
Joe
The only
Boo.
difference is you didn't go get a guy out of prison to be your best pitcher, and you don't have a little doll in your clubhouse. Other than that, yeah, it's the same thing.
Funny.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Look, it's not an insult if you cite a movie. It's not.
Because it's very movie-like. Where, yeah, it's almost like a Hollywood script like this would never happen. You don't go on this type of winning streak. You don't win games like this with nobody players, except for we're actually watching it.
Yeah,
happen in real
every
life.
day in different ways.
That we expected down 3-0, and it was like, okay, how will the Tigers win this game? Because I don't think anybody in Detroit felt like they were going to lose. Now, had they got to maybe, the 9th inning with 2 outs, then they would just end up hitting a walk-off grand slam again.
Oh, sure, naturally. Let's go to Ivory, 97.1. Ivory, how you doing?
Yeah, how you guys doing today?
Good, Ivory. What's up?
Not much. Yeah, so first of all, I don't have a comparison. Like, I can't think back to other teams. But a couple things I will say is, I don't really think about, how far they can take it. I mean, I don't want them to let them off the hook of, being lazy, doing anything lazy. I just, want people to enjoy the ride. Like, it's been a long time since we've been able to have some joy as baseball Tiger fans in this town. So, just enjoy the ride for what's going on because, I think components of having a good team, like they have a lot of good matchup capabilities. They have the best pitcher in baseball, probably the best bullpen in baseball. They have matchup nightmares for teams all across the board. So they have a lot of things in place that, because you have to have talent. I mean, the magic, the voodoo, that can work, but everything, you got to have at least some good players and good coaches. But the one main thing I want to say on the phone call is, with everything being said about that, I think people really underestimate in football, baseball, hockey, whatever. When you have a bunch of players that, they play together, and they have a common goal of wanting to win and hey, coach, I'm going to do whatever it takes. What can my talents lead helping this? Can Mize, hey, let me come in and do this in the bullpen and, a bullpen game, even though I'm a starter. Sorry, when you have a bunch of players that are willing to do whatever it takes to win, and win that get to that common goal, I think people really are underestimating this team right now in regards to that part of it. They're having fun. They're young. They're not supposed to be here. All those things. And one last thing is, if I'm the Tigers, man, I'm doing whatever it takes to keep Feder around as long as possible. Because what him and Hintz have been able to do with this pitching staff is unbelievable to me. And I just think it helps when you have players and coaches that play together, having fun, and just have a common goal. It's really underestimated how far you can get when you have that.
Yeah, and I think the comparison, Ivory, go back to the '04 Pistons. Every guy on that roster, every guy in that rotation, it was all team ball all the time. And I know the sport's different now because nobody plays any defense. But back then, if you were on the floor, you were expected to guard and play at an elite level. And they did. And they beat teams that were flat out better than them.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, on offense, it was 5-on-4 because you had Ben Wallace out there.
Oh, how dare you say that? You're such a hater.
You weren't going to get any points out of him. He was just going to rebound. But no, it was 5-on-4 offense.
I know. I watch it at Michigan State. It's called Matty Sissoko.
It's gone.
I know. It still scars me. 248-5.
Oh, my God.
Now I have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
All right, stop that.
All right, 248-539-9797. We'll get more of your calls next, 97.1.
Hey, listen up, folks. Are you ready to add a beautiful deck to your home, or you're just sick of power washing and staining and sealing your current deck? Do what I did recently and hire Koi Construction to design and build one for you. I couldn't be happier with my new deck. Koi Construction, a Trex Pro Platinum dealer. It's a family-owned and operated deck building company that enjoys a rich and proud 40-year tradition in Metro Detroit and Southeast Michigan. Their focus is on quality and craftsmanship, and it's made them one of the very best in the industry. And get this, they love to work year-round. So if you want your deck built this winter so you're ready for the spring, no problem. Unlike most deck building companies, Koi Construction routinely builds decks throughout the cold winter months. But there's a catch. There's limited slots available. So call them today and secure your spot on their schedule. Whether you're looking to create an inviting gathering space in your backyard or a cozy retreat, Koi Construction's experienced team will help you bring your vision to life. So call Koi Construction today and get your project started. You will not regret it.
America's favorite place to watch football. Stadium Swim. It's at Circa Resort and Casino. You know the drill. Biggest games, best viewing experience. 6 pools, 3 levels. Built for you, the fan, right in the heart of Las Vegas. Stadium Swim. Book your spot today at circalasvegas.com. One note that nobody cares about because we're enraptured with the Tigers. Man, the NBA and the NHL better get a clue. Ain't nobody trying to watch you right now. So the NHL and the NBA could both go away till about Christmas. 14 days till the Wings home opener? Right here. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. I'm serious, man. We got a baseball pennant chase. You've got the Detroit Lions are one of the hottest tickets in town. And I don't care if Michigan and Michigan State are both ass up and terrible. It's no one is trying to watch hockey or hoops right now. And these leagues continue to try.
Yeah, I think, because basketball has the whole in-season tournament they thought was going to draw interest and nobody cared.
Exactly. Ooh, the court's purple.
Because seriously, until Christmas Day, and now the NFL is like, this? You know what? What if we play games?
Open up hockey and basketball season Thanksgiving weekend. Okay. We can all be
Is that the compromise?
Huh? What? Thanksgiving. Let's go to the people.
Let's go to the people.
Jeremy's in Milford, 97.1. Jeremy, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man, I was at the game today. It was awesome. It wasn't quite playoff atmosphere, but you can tell it's getting close as we wind down here. With regards to the 30-11 record, I really think it has happened before. It happened in 1951, and it happened again in 1994. But the caveat is that was Hollywood, and it happened with the Angels in the outfield when those Angels took a team back to the playoffs.
And of course, Hall of Fame manager Danny Glover.
Yes, and Christopher Lloyd.
That's right.
And then, if you want to look at A.J. Hinch, I can't think of another manager that had this kind of magic touch, and you'd probably have to go back to the 2nd century B.C. and look at King Midas when everything he touched turned to gold. So it's an honest comparison.
I'm going to have to Google that reference, or Rico, can you validate that?
Yes.
Yep.
All right,
and so I want to leave you with one question for both of you.
Yeah.
If you took Scooble off the table and took Riley Green off the table, who's your Tiger? Thanks a lot, guys.
Who is like guy we like? Honestly, maybe Parker Meadows.
That was my guy.
He plays with a swag. He can hit the ball now a little bit. The defense is electric. Even today, he took a ball away where 75% of the time it's a hit. Probably Meadows.
I was about to say not the face of the program.
Oh God, face of franchise Matt Vierling, definitely not. Probably Meadows.
Yeah.
I like guys that they have a little flash. There's an excitement quotient to what they do. Maybe him. From a pitching standpoint, anybody they bring in from the bullpen, my favorite player.
And
because these guys are unreal.
I may just have a soft spot for this guy because I really want him to succeed his torque. I really want him to work out.
You're on your own with that. We'll go to Tom, 97.1. Tommy, what's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good,
A couple quick points. Any way you slice it, I don't think anybody could argue historical in nature for so many reasons.
Yes.
That we've all hit on. As far as comparison, St. Louis, because the format, the wild card versus the Mets, they had to win the division. But the question I have to ask you guys that I don't hear a lot of is there's so many variables, as we know. What did the guy eat? Did he get bad news? The weather, you can name 100 things. But I really think the ability for the Tigers, because of their youth, what do you think about their ability to heal? You just hit something, Mike, where you said it's like a death march. We all know hockey, football. It's where you are health-wise at the end. And as you age, of course, you don't heal as quickly.
Yeah.
I really think part of what they've put together, amongst all the other things, like I say, one of the many variables, is because they're so young, they've got that ability that next day to feel more like 100%. And a lot of the guys weren't there for the 162-game grind.
There it is, there.
What's your thought on that?
I think you're spot on. Tom, I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's how that they look. Think about this, Tom. Like when we talk about, all right, just on an overall, they look more athletic. They look more energetic. I think that's absolutely a byproduct of youth versus, and you're right in that guys that have grinded for 162 games. I think there is a differential. I agree with you completely, Tom.
Wow, that's cool because I haven't heard people say that. I appreciate that, Mike. But, yeah, the one other point you just made, too, I noticed, like you say, they're all factors of it, like from first to home and, the speed they've got and the athleticism. But I think the science, like I mentioned to your screener, of how people heal at a certain age, even when you get in your 30s. Now, you can tell I'm already an old man. I'll spare you my war stories. But the thing is, I think that day-to-day ability to heal and be at more of 100% that next game has been a factor.
I think the other thing that helps them too, Tom, is everybody gets a bite at the apple on a daily basis. Nobody gets stale on the bench with this team. Everybody's mind is in it every day. You're not asked to play the whole game for several guys on this team, but your moment is going to come at any minute. Mm-hmm. And I think there's something to that. They're never bringing anybody ice cold. Everybody plays. Everybody has a role.
And it's also, I've been saying, it's contagious. So when it's your moment, you don't want to let your teammates down because everybody else has contributed. Now's your chance to be the hero. And it just seems like AJ calls the right guy, and that guy goes out and does the right thing, whether it's a hit, whether it's, getting the strikeout, getting out of an inning, whatever happens. When it's your moment, it's never too big for you.
So the Moneyball comparison from the 0-2 A's plays. Because think about the level of decision-making AJ and Feder have to make. That's why, to me, he should be manager of the year. No other manager has to do what AJ's doing. None.
Yeah. And convincing guys you don't have to go out there and carry this team. You just have to go out there and do your job and trust that your teammates are going to do theirs.
Let's go to Austin, 97.1. Austin, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Mike, Rico, how you guys doing today on a Thursday?
Good, brother. What's up?
Good. Happy Thursday. Hey, listen, we were at the Tigers game today. A little PTO never hurt nobody, right?
That's right.
You got to use it or lose it.
Your secret is safe with me. Go ahead.
You better lose it or lose it. So, anyways, I just wanted to talk a minute about this push, man. These guys, this is a young ball club that is doing well. Very fucking well. And
whoa, the language. Oh, dear. He got comfortable. It happens. He let it fly.
Hey, he just got back from the game. He may have had a couple Kenny daiquiris.
Hey, that was the daiquiri talk.
Slick back hair, Austin.
I didn't realize ducks were his favorite animal. 248-539-9797. Probably a good time to let Kenny hit the ticket text there for a minute.
There was actually a couple with F-bombs in the ticket text, so I'll just avoid those.
No, just edit it out. What's up?
Those MFers are going to the World Series. None of this makes sense, so why not win the whole effing thing?
I don't mind that at all. Tom Berenger.
100%. Yes. You nailed it earlier in the week, Mike. This team is the Indians from Major League.
Minus angry groundskeepers and a guy from the California Penal League? Yes.
I'm gatekeeping fandom solely due to bathroom lines. When we sucked, I could get a beer and go to the bathroom in 5 minutes. Now it takes forever.
Anyone gatekeeping fandom's the Antichrist. They're an idiot.
Okay, except for that guy's being funny.
No, I'm saying legitimately, like, oh, you don't get to have fun. Shut the F up.
If your first statement is you wanted this team to sell and you gave up on this team at the trade deadline, you're expired. You're like the ants, expired.
Go take a nap. Honestly, like what? People who had the team taken away from them and didn't buy Bally's? People who didn't want to watch a team that was 10 games under 500? People who in real time who were unhappy watching Javi Baez not literally steal money, but it felt like it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? They got a right to be happy now.
That's it, too, is that you couldn't watch them and they were bad. Forgive some of us for being like, you know what? I'm not going to waste my summer anymore.
It doesn't matter. Like, the idea is you're going to be at the game. I'm sorry, is there a fan credit score? Is that a part of the 1901 Society? Does that boost my credit score? Is there a QR code I get to scan to prove like I deserve this seat? I mean, what the hell is this? Is this Game of Thrones?
$5 off the 1901 Society tickets. I mean,
if you're a real fan,
show your fandom. You must prove it.
Right, we'll store credit.
We'll give you 25 cents off a $16 bill.
You have to answer this quiz. What's Scott's middle name?
Did you ever meet Willie Horton? No? Get out. Kenny, go ahead.
Who got the final out in 68?
All right.
One of the more popular comps coming through is the 03 Marlins.
See, boy, I tell you. The Marlins twice had an amazing team, and then they turned it into a garage sale twice. Was that the Trader Jack team? The manager, Jack McGill. What the hell was his name? He managed
the 03 team.
And he managed the Reds, but then he always had a cigar after the games. Jack. Oh my God, I can see him. Oh, my mind is a piece of garbage today. Whatever. I know I'm not wrong. No. Whatever. Let me know. Also, to hell with Josh Beckett, because he always killed us.
Jeff Torberg.
No, that he was
Jack McKinnon.
Yes.
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 Very old.
Yes.
Very pruny.
Yes.
Let's go to 248-539-9797. We'll get more of your calls coming up in a moment. Every time you order some pizza, you know you're going to get something great from Hungry Howie's. But in October, not only do you get great pizza, part of the proceeds are going to go to a great cause. It's Love, Hope, and Pizza Month. They're searching for the cure. They've partnered for 15 years with the National Breast Cancer Foundation. And every pizza you buy, every order you make, a portion of the proceeds goes to the National Breast Cancer Foundation and research. Now, the special offer as well, any online order of $25 or more, you're going to get free Howie bread as well. So don't just order some pizza. Make a donation, support a great cause, do it with Hungry Howie's. It's October. It's Love, Hope, and Pizza Month only at Hungry Howie's.
Brought to you by Precision Garage Door Services of Southeast Michigan. The Rays had won 36 games in a row when leading after 6, but come on, they're playing the Tigers today. A Justin Henry Malloy sac fly drove in Matt Vierling a half inning before. Once again, 4-3 the final score. The Tigers play the White Sox beginning tomorrow to ramp up the regular season. Interim Chicago manager Grady Sizemore said today the team is pushing back their ace Garrett Crochet to tomorrow in an effort to give Detroit their best effort. He said it's good for the game to make such a move. Crochet, though, has not pitched more than 4 innings in a game since June. The Lions have ruled out center Frank Ragnow for the game on Monday. Sam Laporta did not officially practice, but has been working on the side. Derrick Rose announced his retirement from the NBA with messages in each city's paper that he played in, including Detroit. At the Cornwall Health Sports Desk,
So
I'm
sent
Jeremy.
it to 20 different cities?
Yeah, you're right. Yes. That's a lot of money. More at 6 or at 971theticket.com.
All right. Right now, the Tigers are just destroying the competition. We're asking what the comparison is. The vibes are at an all-time high. Your magic number's at 2. Could be 1 if the Twins do what they do best, which is lose. And you could clinch tomorrow night in front of a sold-out Comerica Park. That's how I see it in my mind. Scooble then. We don't even have to worry about pitching him Sunday. And you go in with the best version of this team into the wild card round. I do not care who you play. Don't ask me. It does not matter. It doesn't.
No.
When you start tempting the gods and manipulating matchups and all that crap, end it. Just play. The way this team's going, you don't touch a thing.
You are correct. The
That's
3-game
it.
series, I think they have the advantage.
Let's go to Dre in Detroit, 97.1. Dre, what's going on?
Hey, fellas, I'm going to try to make it quick without dropping no duck bombs.
Thank you for that, Dre.
I don't know what all the naysayers and the negative people holding receipts long for. They act like the Tigers been in playoff contention for the past 10 years. I'm going to enjoy this high, and I'm going to ride it till the wheels fall off.
That's right.
And so if they got anything negative they can say, they go stay at home in their closet and keep it to themselves.
Yeah, I don't get it. Dre, I don't get it, and I don't have time for it, and you can miss me with it. It just doesn't matter. Look, if somebody wants to call in, I'll let them say whatever the hell they want to say. I'll think they're a loser. They'll think I'm a bleep hole, and we both go our separate ways. I don't really care.
Now, with the comparison with the Tigers, I'm only a little bit over 40 years old. Now, honestly, I've only started following them again, or seriously, since Miggy, and I'm going to say that's like the early 2000s. But with the shot value, I'm going to compare it to your Giants, Mike.
07?
To that Super Bowl game. That helmet catch, that Plexico Burris 5-finger catch at the sidelines.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, what is going on here? I've been listening to these games in the radio, and I don't believe in voodoo, but it is like, wow.
Oh, listen, voodoo is just another word for magic. That's all it is.
Hey.
It's magical.
These young guys, they plan for each other. They plan for their coach. Nobody wants to let anybody else down. And this is just a beautiful team to watch. And it's all coming together at the right time of the year. And so, hey, I'm getting my days off ready for October. That's all I got to say.
There you go. Get that PTO in there, Dre. Look, here's how I see it. We have a nice playoff run, but we fall short this year. We sign Alex Bregman, Scooble do a long-term deal, and one other free agent pitcher win the whole effing thing next year. Boom, done. Wrap it up.
Winter meetings are embargoed, sir. Walleye.
No, we don't play that way.
Like that? I hit
Come
every
on.
show.
Alex Bregman wants to reunite with AJ.
It's just going to make me sad. No,
come on. It's going to be okay. It's going to be
okay. Focus. Hey,
we're getting the LED roof.
We are on to the White Sox.
All right. Let's go to Kent, 97.1. Ken, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good. What's up?
So, as a proud Lawrence Tech alum, finally just bought these tickets because I'm finally bought in. I was telling Kenny that, watching this game today at home while working, barely working, just the way they came back has gotten me back in the baseball. I mean, I grew up watching the Miguel Cabrera era, and I think the 0-2, or I think it was 0-2 Athletics, is a great comparison to Moneyball Athletics. You look at Barry Zito and David Justice on that team, it's quite literally the same as, Riley Green and Tarek Skubal.
I mean, look, it's always hard, Kent, because people take things literal, and it's like, it's a decent comp is that the style you play, very similar. The job you're having to do. Look, your manager was handed a lot of misfits. Not totally. There are some very talented players here, but not an overabundance. And look, here, for everybody who goes, oh, this was expected. Really? When you brought guys up with a 5 ERA from the minors and they turn into the best bullpen, arguably in baseball.
Right.
Like, yeah, I think A.J. Hinch should be manager of the year. Truly.
Exactly. And I know we, even with Dingler, like, he hasn't been the absolute greatest, but he just had like a 2 RBI double the other night. And, like, it's just some of the weirdest guys. Like, I didn't even know who Sean Gunther was. I didn't even know if he was a person. I thought he could have been a car salesman for all I know. And, now he's got like a below 3 ERA, and like comes from the left side, known as like one of the better like relievers out in the pen. What's going on?
No one knows, and that's the whole point. And I mean, Ken, it's just where we've arrived at, and you just go with it, and you bottle it because there's absolutely no guarantee it continues next year. There is no momentum between seasons. It just doesn't happen. So yeah, savor it. Make the run. And you go day by day. I mean, look, I'm at a point now I'll be disappointed if they don't win the wild card round. Because that's how much I think of the way they're playing. And in a condensed series where Scubal's the hammer and I've got a 28-man roster that everybody plays a role, I think that's very difficult to beat in a 3-game set.
I'm with you so long as they wrap this thing up and Scubal goes in game 1.
It's all set. Just chill out. You don't even need to watch. All right. It'll all be taken care of.
Okay.
Twins are going to lose by 1,000 tonight. You'll win tomorrow night in front of a sellout crowd. It's going to be amazing.
Ball game.
Kenny, naked, outfield. It's going to be Kenny, you streaking tomorrow night?
Can't tell you that.
Frank the Tank right over there. Running down the neighborhood.
We're going to meet up at the Tiger out front of the ballpark instead of going to the quad.
I'll be faster than who's the guy that runs in the freeze outfit that you got to catch up to
or
catch
freeze.
up to the freeze? Yeah, okay. Yeah. That'll be me.
Fantastic.
In the outfield.
Let's go to Sean, 97.1. Sean, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Mike. Hey, Rico.
Hey.
So this team, I'm not really buying the voodoo or the magic, and it actually kind of reminds me a lot of the 06 team. Remember in 06 when Jim Leland ripped the team after a series in Cleveland?
Yeah, that was in April.
So this reminds me of a time this year where Mark Ryan went on the radio and ripped the fans for not attending the games, and the Blue Jays fans took over the stadium. So I think that was our definitive moment right there. It's all Mark Ryan.
Yeah, if you like clowns. That was one of the most clownish takes to ever hit this radio station. And it shows somebody who doesn't live here and doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. Toronto fans invade LCA. Mm-hmm. They invade Piston games. They invade Red Wing games. And yes, they invaded a bad Tigers team.
Oh, no. I remember when Cleveland fans used to come here all the time and take over Comerica Park.
It's an idiotic take. And the idea that you're shaming people and you didn't believe. Okay, if you believed in a 0.1 chance, God bless.
Yeah. Kenny, let's go to Ticket Day.
No, let's not. It's a ridiculous take. What's the problem?
No, Mike, nothing. I just said, let's go to Ticket Day.
No, I'm going to Brandon.
Okay.
97.1. What's the issue? Brandon, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for cutting me in, guys. Hey, listen, I love the show. First time caller. I just wanted to say that, your 2002, your athletics comparison's not bad, except that they did a lot by changing the game on how you count the numbers and stuff, but I don't want to focus on that. I want to take you back. I'm an old guy, 12 years old, lived about 12 miles from Shea Stadium. That's what it was called in the day. And the 1969 Mets. They were 11 games behind mid-August. How many games behind were the Tigers? Mid-August.
I
thinking
believe on
about
August 20th, I think it was 9.5.
Yeah, I think on the 11th it was more. August 11th, I think it was more like 11 games. All their winning seasons were losers. All their players were either rookies or had been just playing for a few years. But I'm talking about Jerry Kuzman, Tug McGraw, Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver, Jerry Grody catching, Don Clendenin, Bud Harrelson, Ed Kranepool, Tommy Agee in the outfield. I mean, this was the amazing Mets. This was Tug McGraw's You Gotta Believe. They ended up not only winning the pennant, okay, the first winning season they ever had, and they came from behind. You want a comparison? They came from behind exactly the same number of games the Tigers have come behind. They went on to beat the Orioles, I'm thinking 4-1. I was 12 years old. I was going to, I'm 67 now, so I don't remember every game.
You're a
but
young man.
I
You got
went
a
to
great memory. You're fine. No, but again, you got to go back to 1969 for a comp. I mean, Brandon, it tells you everything. That's 55 years ago.
How difficult this
What
is.
was the challenge? Was it 50 years? Am I outside the challenge?
No, Brandon, not at all. It's all in play because whether you say the 69 Mets or the 73 Mets or the 07 Rocks, whatever it is, there are a handful of these in the history of the most historical sport that is baseball. They all comp out. I don't have any issue with it.
No, I think that for years from now, people will talk about the 2024 Tigers team when, hey, our team can do it because the Tigers did it once. So
there you go.
I think that they're going to be a new.
Look at you.
No, they're going to be the new bar for teams that are, 6, 7, 8, 9 games out.
Let's all call up a bunch of guys who have terrible ERAs from the minors. This is going to work out perfect.
Yes.
That's the Rico game plan.
Yes.
248-539-9797.
I'm Rico Beard, and I approve.
That's right. FanDuel. You get a chance every Thursday night with the FanDuel Squares, and Stoney doesn't show up at your house. You select your squares. You know the odds. You pick your numbers. You watch Thursday Night Football. It's FanDuel.com/ticket. You can bet on those squares. And FanDuel, if you're new to it, you get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. 21 and up, present Michigan. First online real money wager only, $5 deposit required. Bonus issued. Non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms. Sportsbook.fanduel.com. You got a gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Magic number 2 could be won by the end of the night. Tigers just do what Tigers do. 3-0, 6th inning. Kenny, don't worry about it. We're going to make this 3-2. And then at that point, Kenny and I were looking, how is this going to happen? Is it going to be in the 9th? Is it going to be in extra innings? They just win. That's what they do.
It was never if. It was always when they come back.
Yeah. Kenny's normally all stressed out during games. He's sitting back on the couch. Nah, they'll win this.
Hey, by the way, I know we got 2 very upset callers and they hung up. If me making a joke about signing Alex Bregman upset you, you probably need therapy. I'm just throwing that out there. I believe one of the callers was a guy named Drew. Breathe, Drew. You're gripping really hard. Like, you don't have a third baseman. Jay Young's not very good. I made a joke about yeehaw, let's win the World Series. If your reaction is to call up pissed, I can't help you.
Why can't these people just be happy? What's going on here? We have people complaining about you holding receipts for you being negative about Scott Harris to
and where was I wrong? Like, if you want to play the receipt game, play it. Where was I wrong? I didn't want Javi here. I was pissed that we were selling at the deadline, even though it was necessary. I'm sorry I was unhappy being 9.5 games out of first place. You're right. I should have foretold that Bob Gunther would come here with a 6 ERA in Toledo.
Sean Gunther.
Well, I don't care. Greg Gunther. It doesn't matter. If you want receipts, do them. Because guess what? You're not going to win with me. I'm still going to have fun, and I'm still going to get paid. So guess what? Let it burn your ass. I don't care.
From the master of receipts, this is not receipt worthy.
This
really
team is angels in the outfield, except Danny Glover's not your manager. And if you think, here, I'll tell you what, I'll apologize when Scott Harris goes hooked up to a polygraph and is able to not make the needle move by saying he expected exactly this. Then and only then, and by the way, apologies in sports radio are dumb. Dumb.
Can I ask you guys a question? Like honestly.
First, apologize.
Where does this? Okay, I'm sorry. Where does this come from?
I don't know.
Like, because there is not a soul walking around amongst us, maybe people in heaven, that thought this was going to happen. So why are people that did not believe yelling at people that did not believe?
Whoa.
Okay, one guy maybe. Like,
Well, no,
honestly, it's so stupid.
Hold on. Are you making a straw man? There's nobody walking around going, you guys never believed we could do this.
There are
But then
people.
there's like 3 of them.
No, there's actually a lot of them.
Let's everybody calm down.
Stoney's one of them?
There's no way.
I would say, I don't think it's straw man Wojo, but I think you probably got a good 30 to 40% of the people who are, don't come now.
That's a lot.
You weren't here this summer when we all stayed and stuck around with this team.
Okay, well, that's different. If they're just saying, well, I kept going to the game, but there's no way they can say they thought this was coming.
Yeah, but Bob, how's it any different than people who are, you didn't believe in the plan? Who the hell believed in this plan when they were 12 games under 500 and traded Jack Flaherty?
Scott Harris did.
No, he didn't.
I think he did. Not that they would go to the playoffs this year.
Okay, then we're good.
Yeah.
My whole point is, this is intergalactic, both in how bad the Twins are,
yes,
and how good you are. There is no scenario after you trade your rotation and Reese Olson gets hurt. No one, not even management, believed in this.
Yeah, but Michael, go back to every championship we've been fortunate enough to see. Go back to the 68 Tigers. I hear people talk about them. The 84 Tigers, I was 9 years old. Everybody talks about these titles like it's a thing of community. Everybody cheered together. Now it's, you don't deserve it.
No, I think you guys are exaggerating that.
No, it's only ticket text.
I was going to say,
callers are having fun because they're people who can form sentences.
Right.
Think about it. You're texting a radio show at 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah, some callers were a little too comfortable.
The daiquiri was talking. He got excited.
I think I saw that guy. He had his shirt off.
But you know how throughout the history of sports, there's always like the Yankees would win the world. No one believed in us.
Steph Curry saying it when they beat the Celtics. Yeah, you're right, Steph.
This is the one team that can say it 100%.
Wait. You mean it wasn't true when Georgia won the national title?
Nobody believed in us.
Absolutely, no one had us here.
I didn't believe it.
None of you picked us.
We weren't supposed to be here.
We all picked you.
Once they got to 5 games out, we started laying the groundwork on what it would take to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But think about that. On August 20th, they were still 9.5 games out.
Yes.
There's no realistic way to, if you believe, then great. Go buy a Powerball ticket and believe you're winning.
If you believe, you're a lunatic. Like, honestly, you're a fanboy lunatic.
You're a witch. But
Or
I will
that,
say
or
this
you're
for
a Wojo
those,
dumbass.
and Rieger
I mean,
knows
dumbass.
too, he's been down there. The Tigers don't take this offense at all. Like, you ask him, like, you're allowed to say no one expect. Yeah, I mean, no one did, and that's fine. I mean,
I asked Riley
it doesn't-
Green, I'm like, I asked him today, I'm like, is this magic? He's like, well, I like to tell you I've seen something more wild, but I haven't.
No, and here's my whole point. I think I said it to Jeff the other day. And it's like, I've just reached a point in my life at 43. Oh, 2 + 2 = 5? Yeah, you're right. Sweet. Great math. I don't care. Like, if your attitude is piss poor about this and you don't want to have fun and you want to do this weird game of paintball, do it. It doesn't matter to me. Like, I have waited 10 years as someone who runs a business here. Okay? Rico's been with me for 4. It has been a decade that I have endured lousy, angry radio with this ball club. I have every right to enjoy this. I don't care in real time.
Everybody has every right.
And everybody should.
And I think everybody is.
Tomorrow more than likely.
Don't point out the few freaks and act like it's the city is. Is Stoney enjoying it?
Oh, yeah, I watched the game with Stoney today.
Oh,
he
so-
actually went down for the top of the 9th inning. Once
Oh,
the Tigers took the lead
okay.
to watch with the fans.
That's it. Just wanna make sure.
Everybody's enjoying it. Why wouldn't you?
I know. That's why I wouldn't make a big deal about a ticket texter here or there.
No. We're not. I was making a point that, like,
Rieger is.
I don't speak for Jeff Rieger.
Yeah.
The point I'm making.
Nobody should.
It's a weird element of every fan base in every town. There's always this weird, like, 5% of fans that won't allow them. Like, they get mad even if the team's winning because other people get to be happy.
Right. Or like the one guy that sarcastically called you guys, and it was a joke, but some people believe this. Oh, now I got to wait in line. I got to wait in line for a hot dog. I got to wait in line to go to the John.
Whoa, there's lines
Like,
now?
Oh, my God. There's
Okay.
so
All
many
right, I'm not happy
people.
about that
Now,
either.
Are you going to get to the calls that we can't get to? All right. Be
You can
nice
keep
to
the
these
calls.
people.
Rieger wants to talk Red Wings,
So
but I'm going to
callers
talk
stick-
Tigers.
Callers stick around.
That
I'm
was
kidding.
a big Red Wing game. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Lions.
No, you're not.
No, we're talking
We're
Tigers.
talking about the Tigers.
We're talking
Damn straight.
Tigers.
And our comp was the 0-2 Do what you want with it.
What about
20
the,
wins in a row.
0-2
Moneyball.
A's or the 07 Rockies.
What about the
Or the
what
06
about the
Cardinals?
11 Cardinals? Although they had Pujols, so
Yeah, a
Well, I
little
said the
different.
Rockies because they won 11 in a row late, 13-14.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, we'll let people
Figure it out.
Ride
now
the wave.
listen.
what about the Michigan basketball team?
I'm
that got
going to
in the
be
plane
listening.
Ride the
Don't
wave.
do what you did the other night.
crash? Yeah, that was uncalled
Oh, it
for.
had to.
No,
had to get that out of my
uncalled for.
system.
Fun record.
No. Yes.
Don't
right.
derail
Yes.
your radio program. Don't do it.
It's out
I'm
of
gonna
my
be-
system.
I'm going to be listening.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, wow.
For the first
Mike's
time.
listening.
No, I listen
You're
every
gonna be
night
judging.
until you piss me off. 97.1.
Take them to church. All right.